Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, weird. But hopefully things are working now. So yeah, let's figure out what's going on here. This is, I'm gonna actually add all this and stash, well, I'm gonna copy this file, stash this, and paste it back. Just make sure that what it is what it's always been. Yeah, okay, there is that gap there. So I didn't actually break anything. I'm not sure what that gap is all about, but I think it has something to do with the probably font, which is always a real problem. Okay, git stash pop. Okay, so why then did the test break? Yeah. Expected to be 5, but it was 13, which basically means that it wasn't changed at all because the default scroll top is 0, and that's why this one's 0. So this is definitely not working as expected. So let's just focus on this one, only that one. And figure out what's going on. Scroll parent ends up being null somehow. So my guess is the scroll parent is null. Yep. Okay. Ten and 10. Scroll height and client height of the node. Height. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's not going to be scrollable. But then the node parent node. Oh, and then node is not equal to the root node. Well, let's see. Dot parent node, I think. Because we do want to be able to, the root node could be the scrollable node. That, So I'm going to say dot parent node. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's get rid of this console log. One line this. Go ahead and get rid of that console log too. Cool. Hey, I fixed it. Yay. Git add add the stuff and commit all of it. Unexplained. Check mono to stereo. Whoa. Okay. USB recording interface. Okay, let's see. Still running our tests, everything's looking good. Fixed 2 bugs. That's good. I just don't want to have to fiddle around with these things anymore. These little knobs. Mono. Oh, wait, input monitor? It's a monitor. Did that change anything? No. Did that change anything? No. Yeah, I don't know how to work this thing. Oh, okay. Analog monitoring path. Yeah, okay. Don't think that's what I want. So, I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so we're changing some docs, adding some tests, added this find parent thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's looking good. Oh, rats. Okay, fix. Get item props. Clicking anywhere in the item selects the item. Closes. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay. And I'm just gonna blah 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 blah. Well, okay. I should be like a good open source person, keep people in the loop with what's going on. This adds fixes an issue where if you nest items, or if you have items with a nested structure. The item would not be selected because the target did not have the ID on it. So this looks up the tree to find the closest parent with the item ID. Why? That. Refactor get closest scrollable parent, whatever that was. Get closest scroll parent. Into a generic find parent function and use that. This actually also fixed a bug in because you missed a U in those sentences. Oop. If you have, oop. Thank you, Kenneth Jew. Thank you for that. This actually also fixed a bug. It goes scroll parent where the root node was not passed recursively, and the parent or the search would stop prematurely. Okay, so documentation, yeah, whatever, yes. And A. Okay, and yeah, this is great. So here we can look at our code coverage now. Should have a little bit more. Here, let's see. Handle quick. So yeah, this also, I can't imagine an event that doesn't have a target. JavaScript event, can a DOM event not have a target? Yeah, I don't think that ever is going to happen, so we're going to get rid of that little protective code because it is not necessary. Target. Yeah. Okay. And then we also need to click somewhere totally random. Let's get rid of that, and test clicking test clicking anywhere within the downshift, the rendered downshift does not select an item. Outside an item. Okay, so we'll do const component equals downshift. Oops. Div button div say, actually wrapper, we'll just mount that. Wrapper.find button first, dot simulate click. We'll expect that to not to throw, I guess. I don't know, what would I have that? I guess I just wouldn't expect it to render. That's what, to re-render. So we'll do child spy. Mark clear. Expect child spy to have been called times 0. Okay. And this is good. Squash and merge that thing. And I'm gonna need to add all those things and stash it and check out master and poll and vim pack. I'm gonna release a new beta commit beta.22 npm publish tag beta git push git stash pop. Doing that branch. And actually, let's keep both of these open. Just gonna go ahead and close this. Save on some cycles. Okay. Do this little doodad. Just dot function. Okay. Yeah, and we're good. Okay, cool. So item parent. I'm pretty sure that, there we go. Cool, so we've got the handle click all wrapped up. So now for other item props things, mouse enter. I think that's all that we have left for item props. So when you mouse enter, it should call the, or re-render, so call the function, our child spy, with the new highlighted index. So we'll do test. Here, we'll actually do this below that one, so we have our things there. Test mouse. Is it mouse on mouse enter of an item updates the highlighted index to that item. So yeah, I'm thinking that this could just be right in here. Oh, that's right. Key index. Okay. Right. Parsing error, what? Okay. Yep, and then we don't need this item map stuff. Just get rid of that. And yeah, just get rid of all that. Okay. So then do lots of the same stuff. So we'll just let it be the default items. And you know what? We'll let this be the default items too. Colors. Okay, I don't like that. In fact, I'm just gonna get rid of this too. This will just be an empty array here. Yeah, you have to give me the items. Okay. So then here, have these items. And we'll first, they're also like a at. At 2. Third button, or simulate mouse enter highlighted item, items at 2, or highlighted index, and it will be index of 2. Here we'll pass the items. So actually in this case we don't care about the items, so we can have this default. After all. Okay. Well, let's just see what that does. That mouse enter should bubble to the parent. My thinking is we mouse over this, but the mouse over event doesn't propagate to that, maybe? Simulate. Event bubble. Here, actually, we've got an example of this in no, this one, I think. No, where was it? Life cycle, that's it. Here we go. Bubbles true, maybe that's what we need. Maybe. I'm gonna do that only here. Oh, let's just verify something here. So if I do, is it parent? Simulate a mouse enter on the parent? Yeah, okay, so then it works. So somehow the mouse over, if you don't have items set up, how does a third button, find the third button then? So I just joined. Items will be default. So it defaults to these items. So then the third one will be checkers. So I'm gonna just leave it like this and assume that you can't mouse enter into a child of something without mouse entering into the parent anyway. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. Get rid of that console log thing. Cool. And then get item props will be okay if you don't pass any props. Does not error when given no props. So then we'll say basically this same thing, except, oops. We don't need this, we just do this. I expect this function call not to throw, or to throw, there we go. So there we go, that'll get us that last little bit. Okay, neat. So the item is done. Let's just make sure there's nothing else in here. This is all input stuff. Oh wait, actually, gotta run all the tests because we actually have yeah, we have all the most of these things covered elsewhere, so want to make sure there's nothing else that the item can cover. Okay, and refresh. Okay, so we still need to handle input blur, need to do stuff with the toggle menu and close menu, and the button and label. Yeah, so a little bit more with the input here too. Probably do cover this with the label. And then the input blur. I think I'm gonna change this to yeah, this should just be get input prompts. So we're just gonna rename that. And oh, what the heck? While I'm here, get input prompts. We'll handle the blur. Test on input blur resets the state. And then we also will need another test for on input blur does not reset the state when the mouse is down. So that one's going to be a little tricky, but yeah. Yeah, okay. So we got this child spy thing. Just gonna copy a bunch of this. I don't need modifiers. But simulate blur. Well, do have object containing. Okay, so we render the thing, we get the input, we simulate a blur, and it should have been last called, and actually we will say mock clear. And normally to have been called, Normally I like to say called times 1 or 2 or whatever, but in this case render can be called a million times and I actually don't really care. All I care is that it has been called at all. So yeah, and honestly I don't really care what it was called with, or actually yeah I do. Reset. Yeah, that's kind of what I want, is this. So let's do key down, change, key down, arrow. Kind of want to do all this same stuff here. I'll just copy and paste all this. And instead of simulate the key down, we'll simulate a blur. Yep. Yeah, sweet. So then the blur part of it should be covered, and the other part, this one will be more tricky, but I can get it with the life cycle. Mouse down and up. Or here we just want to mouse down. And for this one, I'm going to do it on the document body. Do all this stuff. So dispatch the mouse event, mouse down, and then simulate the blur. And here we'll do child spy dot mock clear. Not to have been called. Sweet. And mouse down within, oh wait, actually we don't want it in the document body though. We want it inside the wrapper. I wonder if we could wrapper simulate mouse down. That might work. The autocomplete or downshift. Yeah, I didn't think that would work, but it's probably because a bug contains if event.target is or then that should cover it. Hopefully. Nope. So let's do this. Oh wait, we do. Yeah, we do need to do this, but it needs to be on. get dom node, dispatch event. Oh, whoops. Yeah, because these are event listeners on window. Okay, we'll dot only this. And yeah, we don't actually, we're just doing the mouse down. That should be here. Yeah. And that can be anywhere. So document.body. Okay, that's, yeah, there we go. There we go. Cool. Get rid of the mouse down. If I refresh in here, that handle blur is now covered completely. Sweet. Yeah, alright. Mouse down somewhere. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so lots of this stuff though is not really necessary. So we're gonna do, and honestly the items here, I bet I could just remove all the items. Oh wait, yeah, and I don't care about that assertion here. And here I don't care about that assertion either. I'm just trying to set up some state that needs to be reset, right? Oh no, I do care about the items here. Erg. Huh, okay. Yeah, this one's kind of tough. Normally I'd like to abstract this a little bit so I could focus on what the test is trying to do, but abstracting this would probably make it more confusing. So yeah, I guess the first everything of this is the same. So what we're going to do is we can set up downshift with input interactions. Here we'll just do with state. And then we can do this. And we'll take the items. Or yeah, we'll keep our items ourselves. We'll return child spy input and items and wrapper. Input and child spy. Okay, that's pretty good. And items. And this one also. Okay, and that at least says, hey, all we're doing is setting up some initial state, and you can learn what this is doing, but all three of these are doing the same thing. And I'm gonna move this to here so we can group all three of those together. Okie doke, and we'll run all of the tests. And see how we're doing. I've got about an hour until stand up. Really hoping that I can get this done. Okay, let's see here. How are we doing? We are over 80% now. I guess we now need to test this on change, default on change thing, which we can do pretty easily by removing it here. And get index from item will be covered when, oh, we don't need that. Nice. I love it when I can remove things. Clear selection, we definitely need select item at index. Pretty sure we use that, yep. Button and label, pretty much it, and then just a couple stragglers. Okay, and all that. Test, more tests. I'm not even gonna make a pull request for that. I'm just gonna leave that as it is. And we will move on. Okay. To the button. So new file, downshift dot get button props.js. I wonder what would happen. I think I'm just gonna delete that file really quick before it actually commits stuff. We'll wait for that to finish. Almost done. Good. Okay, cool. So now with get button props, it's going to be quite similar to get input props, I believe. Except we don't care about the input or the items. In fact, I don't think we care about the items for the input either. Let's try something really quick. Oh, actually we're doing that already. Thank you. So on the input, if I remove the items and all this stuff entirely, pretty sure it'll all still work. Oh wait. No, it won't, because I want to be able to select an item and stuff. Yeah, okay, we'll leave that as it is. But for the button you can also you can do like all the same things we do with the input. Ogre. I don't want to have to test all that stuff again. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll just trust that it works with the button. Then it'll probably come back to bite me later, but we'll just test this one. So when you hit the space on the button, okay, get button. Oh wait, what do did it? Or button. Button props. Okay, we don't need items. I'm not going to default button props. And yeah. Okay, and then all this stuff, we'll just make that go away. Test, space on button, opens and closes the menu. Is that all that it does? Yeah, it shouldn't select anything. It appears that's what it does though. Let's, we're gonna do, what is this, DS example? Okay, so if I go space, down, 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 space, yeah, I don't want that to be the case. It's gonna be space, down, down, down. If you want to select one, enter is how you do it. So let me first fix that. That's all this is gonna do. So it opens and closes the menu. So then we say const component and child spy equals setup, and we'll say so wrapper equals mount component, and then we'll say wrapper dot find button dot simulate. This is a key down. Key is space. And expect, here actually we'll just copy stuff from the input. The last being called with is open, it's true. And then we'll simulate it again, and is open is false. And because I know we're going to need it, test get button props does not fail when, or let's see, forwards or returns all given props. So we'll say, here we'll get rid of all this stuff, because for us we're going to do let's see, let's see, const button just function okay, and then we say const wrapper equals mount downshift get button props. Oops. Okay, arrow function div button get button props foo bar okay, and then we say wrapper, or let's see, yeah, all we need to do is expect, so we don't need the wrapper at all, button to have been called times 1, expect button to have been called with, expect object containing foo bar here, and actually we'll do const button props. And get rid of that. Oh, we want get button props. Okay, so foo bar, it does. Oh, it was called with, oh yeah. And then expect any here we'll do, instead of foo bar, it'll be data foo bar, but any function or object, and this is any function. I think that is it. Maybe that's object and object. Okay, yeah. There we go. So this is context. Context expect any object, and this is updater. I guess I'm not sure what that is, but we'll call it the updater. Sure, why not? Okay, cool. So that, I think that should give us, oh, good morning there, Racer D. Yeah. I think that should give us our code coverage on the button props that we need. That should fix a little bug that I didn't like, or functionality, I guess, that I didn't like. Space should just open and close it and do nothing else. If you want to select an item, you hit enter. I think that makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, we also need to click on it. That should toggle the menu too. And you know what? We could simplify this further by just having it toggle. So this dot toggle menu. Which looks an awful lot like the handle click function. Yeah, okay. That works. So then we'll do the same thing here. Clicking on the button opening closes. Button simulate click. We can look at the button at least. Cool. Oh yeah. And if there's a key, button ignores key events it does not handle. So then we'll just do this. Simulate key down of, well, with no key, I guess. Yes, sure, why not? And we'll do dot not clear. Not to have been called. And then I just realized that I have, we'll just refresh here really quick. That should cover that. Okay, cool. So we'll run all the tests again too. Yeah, I had a this thing. Let's just do mock clear and then to have been called times 0. That's interesting. So wait, are these like exactly the same test? Oh, okay, that is open. There we go. Not clear. Yeah, not to have been called. Okay, making our way. Got clear selection, select item at index, get label props. Yeah, so next is get label props. Okay, add listings, commit, test, get button props. Okay, I'm getting a bunch of notifications, I think. Downshift staff, JSON superset. Go check that out. I haven't read it yet, but it sounds interesting. Actually, I'm kind of interested. Gonna go look at that really quick. Okay. Paste this in the chat so you can take a look at this. It's probably super interesting. Okay, not quite as interesting as I expected. That's too bad. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and add get label props tests. Downshift get label props.js. The get label is going to care about the input. It's not going to care about this thing though. Label, get label props. And yeah, actually we will not accept label props. We will just do data test label. Okay, cool. And we actually don't need to spy on this at all either. So this can be inlined. And get rid of that. Just return which means we can probably just do this. Okay, cool. Get rid of all that. Say test. See, get label props. Label 4 is set to the input ID. And here we're going to actually say props. We're going test, because we're going to accept input props and label props. So wrapper is mount of basic downshift. And actually, object assign to do that, input props, label props. Okay. Yeah, define. Okay, then we say const label equals wrapper dot find, and we'll get that selector handy. Is that cell? There it is. Move this to the bottom here. Okay, get rid of that. And get label props. Find cell label. You know what? This is kind of silly. Let's just get rid of this. Normally, I like this selector function. I think that it's useful because then you don't have to couple your test to the structure of the DOM. But I'm structuring the DOM in my test, so like it is coupled anyway, so I don't really care. So instead, I'm just gonna say find me the label, because there should only be one. And I only really care about that. Well, here we'll say first anyway, get that only label, and we'll and the input wrapper find input first. We'll expect the label dot node get attribute for to be input dot node dot get attribute ID. I think that might need to do get DOM node. Oh, that works. Expect to be defined. Just to be defined, yeah. To be defined. There we go. Cool. The label is the label for attribute set to the input ID attribute, and then in this case the input ID is set, the label for is set to it. So then here we'll say input props ID is foo to be foo. I'll make this a little bit more explicit. Okay, cool. And when the input ID is set and the label for is set to something else, it is an error is thrown. So say foo and label props, HTML4 bar, and actually we'll expect this to throw error matching snapshot. Okay, cool. Does throw an error. Okay, you provided HTML4 a bar for your label, but the ID of the input is foo. You must either remove the ID from your input or set HTML4 equal to the input ID. Great. Now, render label first. So let's see. Forget label props first. Okay. Okay. Let input all input props, or let's see, if get label props first and label props equals get label props. It's all confusing, but it's in my test, so who cares? Else and then wait, input props equals get input props. Otherwise, we'll do it in the opposite order. This is not normally how people would do this, but it's gonna be good for our purposes. Okay, so then when the label 4 is set and the input ID is set to something else and error is thrown, so we'll say get label props first. There we go. Provided an ID of foo for your input HTML4. Yeah. Cool. Good. Let's see. That's covered. And I think our label is good. So let's just run all of the tests here really quick. There's not really a whole lot of logic around the label other than the validation stuff. Okay, sweet. Now we're doing pretty swell. Yep, we're very close. And it's not quite time for stand-up, so I might be able to get this done. Okay, clear selection and select item at index and close menu. So we'll do new downshift dot miscellaneous. Yes. This is stuff that I couldn't think fit anywhere else, but we still want to have tested. So we'll import, oh here, this is, let's do this. Import those things. We say test, close menu, closes the menu. Yes. So we'll say constant wrapper equals amount downshift. Just function around this thing. Close menu. Close the menu equals close menu. And then return null. And then call close the menu. And we'll say, whoops, I want this just function to actually be a child spy, child spy dot mock clear, expect child spy to have been last. Wait, forget what the API is. Oh, where's the last call? There we go. To have been last called with. That's what it is. Boy, my computer is really like, expect object containing is open. It's false. We'll say open menu. Well, yeah, because it won't call it unless it was already open. So let's open the menu. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's working. And if we look here, we should see close menu is now covered. It's one of the only things covered, but that's covered. Oh, wonderful. Now I don't remember what else I had to do. I gotta look at everything, probably add some comments. Or we'll just do test. Oh, test. Come on, my computer is not liking this. What am I programming? A random viewer? A wild viewer appeared. Just kidding. Okay. I'm coding downshift. I've thought about, like, if there's something I could do to maybe have like a little thing at the bottom right here that says what I'm coding, just like reads the Git repo or something and has a link there for people to look at. So, because you are not alone, Annette Stream, many people have had the same question of me. Okay, so cool, we're getting so close, so close. Clear selection and select item at index. Okay, so I'm going to do a setup function in here. Setup. That does all this stuff. But instead of these, it's going to take controller arg render arg and we'll return child spy and render arg. Yeah. It is pretty cool. Thanks, InetStream. I think it's kind of neat. Here, and this will be let. So then we'll do, instead of all this stuff, do const render, or actually, you know what, we'll just spread those. And say open menu, and close menu, close setup, and child spy. Okay, and then here we're going to do clear selection and select item at index. Selection clears an existing selection, and select item at index does nothing if there is no item at that index. Okay, cool. So then we can do select item at index, or here, let's see, select item. I'll say open menu and then select item foo, and then clear selection, and we'll expect child spy. Wait, yeah, clear selection needs to happen here. And you know what, we don't need this mock clear thing. Two have last been called with. Selected item is, I think, null is what I set it to. And then here, open the menu, select item at index. Well, here we'll select, select item. No, we'll just do select item at index 100, and we'll do child spy dot mock clear. Before we do that, not to have been called. And with that, I think should be good. Oh, I busted. So I've got, this room is carpeted, and I have this plastic thing on the ground to for my swivel chair thing on wheels. But I have 2 cracks in this plastic thing now. Yeah, normally I stand on my mat, so that'll protect my toes. But yeah, okay. Oh, looks like we need to have an input node. So we'll test clear selection with an input node focuses the input node. Here, and we'll say children close null. So then we can do this thing. children, cons children equals input. Here actually, controller arg get input props. Okay, and then let's see if we focus on it, then yeah, okay. So children, and we'll expect, or here we'll console log document.active element. We don't need a child spy anymore. Okay. So that's not going to work. We're going to get, we need the wrapper. Pull the wrapper out. Wrapper.find input first. Enzyme input has focus. You're doing spy on. I'd rather not do that, but I suppose I could. Okay. Active element. Huh. See, that's what I was thinking. Active element would be the way to do it. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, we'll do that only on this thing. And I'm just so close, I can feel it. Focus. Turn this thing off. Oops. Okay, let's try that again. Body element. Oh, it didn't pick up my change to the file. Okay, but it's saying null for the input. Oh, that's right. Div. There we go. That should do it. No, it's still null. Get input props. It says being called, right? Get input props. This.input ID. And console log wrapper.html. Okay, definitely being called several times. Huh, okay, it does have an ID. So why is it not being focused? because it's not in the document. Ha! That's why. So instead, we'll do this dot root node. That'll do it. Query selector. There we go. Okay, and if I refresh here, it should get covered. Yeah, there. Great. So now we're just say expect document.active element. Wait a second. The active element should be the input. Is that not the case? Maybe I'm... There we go. Input element. Great. Expect document.active element to equal or to be input.getDom node. Yes. And I think this now means 100% code coverage in the project. Oh, except for Preact. How am I going to test Preact? Oh no. I busted something. Children should be a function that returns null by default. Okay, I'm just gonna do Istanbul ignore next. And Istanbul ignore next. We'll just ignore this. Actually, instead of that, we'll do it in our global config for jest. Jest, where are you, jest? Query selector of undefined. What? That works. Be weird if you're trying to call these functions without actually rendering anything anyway. Okay, so here, I'm going to do this, delete that, coverage ignored patterns, Preact, save this, save that, and yeah, so we have 100% of everything that matters. And the Preact compat stuff, I'm just gonna, doesn't really, I mean, it's not a whole lot of logic anyway. And somebody who actually is using Preact might come in and do that if they want to. I don't really care either way. But tests are almost done. I can feel it. I can start enforcing 100% code coverage on this API. Sweet. Okay. Get branch PR 100 code coverage. Commit all of the, or here we'll do CA. Okay, this is great. Yeah, let's see. I think I've been getting some more notifications. Get rid of all this stuff. Don't need that anymore. Code coverage is 100. It's over 9,000. Yeah, this is great. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to say this is test 100% code coverage. And yeah, yep, that's all we're going to say. Oh, actually it closes. I have a, oh, let me squash and merge this thing. Docs examples. Yeah, wait, there's an issue for this. I've got 3 minutes. Contribute tests. Number 41. Number 41. Git push. Hey, look at that. So I have a random emoji for every one of my, every time I open my terminal. And check that out. It just happens to be a car emoji for downshift. Yeah. Fun, fun. I'll just do that. Okay. Cool, cool. So I'll get this. Okay, label props tests are pretty simple. I guess I could have added a comment explaining why, but anyway. And that. Okay, cool. I'm just going to go ahead and merge this thing because I don't have a whole lot of time to wait. Then we're going to check out master, git check out master, git pull. I'm going to vim package JSON and beta 23. Should I do like yeah, we'll do beta 23 here. Git commit beta.23. Yeah, 3. And then npm publish tag beta and git push. And we'll vim package JSON again. And that's all finished. I'm not going to delete the branch yet. I want to see the Travis build success. I should probably open my doodad for stand up. Come on, Travis, where are you? Oh no, it's Time to go. Downshift. Close this thing. My computer's chugging so bad. It's like, you're running all these tests and you're trying to use a browser and what is wrong with you? And you're building like a million versions of your library and running tests on those too, and eyeballing the commit after you push it. I know that feel. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Pull requests. Oh, whatever. Get rid of that thing. Come on, come on, come on. Should probably open Slack too. Now everything's gonna go like, oh, won't even know what happened. Oh, well, this is kind of fun. Build modules look good. I'm gonna go ahead and close my, well, I don't want to do that. Okay, publishing the beta. Whoa. Is this like noticeable too, like in the live stream? Can you tell that things are like super duper slow? Because yeah, they're pretty slow. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Scrolling. Okay, come on. RC.0. And we'll run npm publish tag RC. Okay, I'm actually gonna drop off so I can jump into stand-up, but I'm gonna publish this RC and mention it to folks. And if you could just like use it, that'd be super awesome. And I'll see you all maybe this afternoon. I'll probably be live streaming some more this afternoon. So, and like, oh, I've got lunch with somebody, and so it'll be a couple hours. So, ciao.